Ain't it priority? 4 cylinders of fury right here, I tell you what. But no, really, it probably is the most furious 4-cylinder I've ever had. Not to say it's the most furious, but it's pretty angry. And to keep everything happy, of course, I gotta do some occasional maintenance. I mean, I guess I don't have to, but I choose to because, yeah, I'm that kind of guy. I tend to over maintenance things if I can rather than under maintenance them, so that's what I'm gonna be doing in this video. Gotta take care of some things here with the EcoBoost, and just want to check a couple things and update a couple things I've done in this video. So with all of that said, I'm gonna start getting my hands dirty and you can watch me doing it.
Let's have some fun on Karz Created.
Okay, I mean, I don't think I'm getting my hands too dirty, but the first and most important thing I want to do is pull all the plugs and check them, because just recently I ran some Octane booster, some Octanium, and you haven't seen that video yet, but you will soon. It's another one of my lovely test videos, but I need to test Octane that was well above anything you can get at the pumps. So I had to use a can of Octanium, there it goes, to give me that octane. So, but the biggest problem is that it always leaves that weird orange residue on everything. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pull all the plugs and clean them up, and I'm gonna check them, check the gap and everything, because I haven't really done that since I put the XL spark plugs in. So it probably took a good time to check the gap, make sure everything's good. And it's just in general good to see how the car is running, because it's super easy to tell by checking spark plugs whether things are running the way they should be. Tell you, I love changing plugs on this car because it's so easy. I mean, really the hardest thing about it is the strut tower brace here, but that's not even a big deal. I mean, you only got 4 cylinders, which means you only got 4 plugs. And they're all right on the top because, overhead cams for the win. Also, firstly, I think I want to go ahead and check these first because, hey, you all know that I've done something crazy with these too. So let's go ahead and pop one of these off and check those copper inserts I put in there. Just want to go ahead and look. You can see right in there, everything looks good inside the coil there. These have been in here for I don't know, probably a couple thousand miles already, I would imagine. Oop, just fell right on out. And yeah, still looks the way it did. It's not, no corrosion, no signs of weird electrical problems going on, like arcing, nothing. And the spring, let's check the spring. And hey, look, the spring looks like a spring, imagine that. So yeah, still looking fine. I guess the important thing is check this top of the spark plug and see how that looks, right? So far, that idea hasn't resulted in any weird adverse effects, even though a lot of the internet told me otherwise, but hey, what do I know, right? All right, let's see what number 1 looks like. Hey, look, it looks orange. Imagine that. Well, there's no surprise there. I'll go ahead and take a closer look at all of them once I get them out. Alright, got them all out here, and we can look and see that they are pretty much all the same. They all got the Oompa Loompa treatment, and they are all orange AF. Oh yeah, you can see just what that Octane booster stuff does. I mean, it's not like it's really hurting anything, it just looks awful. I don't know, it's whatever they put in, like the MMT or whatever that stuff is, that chemical compound. And it burns orange, just, And it's a thick just coating of that stuff too. And of course, that stuff gets all tracked through everywhere. So I'll have to run some cleaners through, but I mean, that ain't a big deal. Stuff will eventually burn off with time. But I just want to clean the spark plugs up because, you know, these aren't the most durable of all the spark plugs I've had. I'm actually surprised these are as lasting as long as they are, and I probably had just jinxed myself. But so far, so good. So now I just gotta get these babies cleaned up. Safety first. Or second. I guess it depends on what YouTube channel this is. I try to put safety first. Sometimes it comes second. Well, these sure do look a hell of a lot better, I gotta say, but now I need to check the gap, make sure that's all set. I last gapped these at 28 thousandths, so we'll go ahead and see if they're still at 28 thousandths. And then this one here, I've lost track which one's which, so. Oh, yep, this one's still perfect. That's at 28, that's still at 28. Good, good, I like it, I love it. And this one, of course the gap could have closed up a little bit when I was cleaning these, so, but yeah, I can still wiggle that in there, that's good. And this one, yep, still all where they need to be. So at least that saves me some extra steps on having to re-gap them. But yeah, as you can see, like even on top of the plugs, there's no weird things going on from those copper inserts being in the spark plug boot spring thing. And I know I didn't really show it well before, but I need to make another video following up on that, because when I originally made the video showing that, you know, I was more or less expressing how the knock sensor was adding timing, and I was taking that as like being less resistance to the spark plug. And what I should have been paying attention to was the, you know, the overall timing throughout the run compared to without. And I had looked at that behind the scenes, and I think that's where the real story is. Not what the knock sensor is doing. I shouldn't have even looked at the knock sensor, even though it was doing something and does correlate somewhat. But I have to make a follow-up video because there's really more data that I didn't even show about that test. So that will be another day, just not today. Well, now that we got these all cleaned up and gapped up, I'm gonna go ahead and throw them back in the car, and then we're gonna talk about one more thing before we end the video. So I got the plugs back in, and the last thing I want to touch on before I end the video is down here. So yeah, my lovely spring mod here. Just want to show you some things that are going on that I've done. So me being me, I decided to add another spring. So now there's two of them, as you can see, connecting to the door. So I don't know if I like both of them. I think it may be almost too much, but I'm still kind of figuring things out. So, and I've also made some adjustments here to the bracket. And by adjustments, I mean I took some wire and just tied it shut so it can't move past that point there. And you know what, that helps. So I gotta tell you, with this mod, the torque on the shifts, because it's not losing boost, it's keeping max boost after the shifts, it's getting crazy. It will bark the tires enough between shifts, like 3-4 shift, and I think even 4-5 shift. In drag strip mode, of course, not in any of the other modes, but in drag strip mode where the shifts are the firmest, it will bark the tires enough that traction control will come on at like 50 plus mile per hour, which is nuts. I mean, it's an EcoBoost. That should be an achievement. I should get a damn award for that. Like, that's crazy. That's all that torque, baby. So still kind of working with that, and you know, and so far so good. But I think before I end this video, I gotta end it with a cold start. Make sure everything's good after putting the plugs back in. Definitely a little louder than it ever used to be. I love that sound when it starts coming down. You hear that turbo whistle. Oh, so good. But I think that's gonna wrap it up here for this video. I've done everything I wanted to do. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Share with everyone you know. You want to see more content like this and you haven't already, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Keep a lookout for next true car enthusiast video.